Hey Gemini, what's up gang? Hope everybody is well. So we're gonna go ahead and do a special aura reading, which I've never done before, but Spirit said that auras are basically just energy anyways, so we can look at this as an energy reading, okay? If that's something that interests you, please stick around. Gemini, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box. That's gonna have any information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I'm going to pull from the Color Mage, but I wanted to read from the Animal Spirit Guidebook. So let's pull a card for you. For Gemini's aura, energy, imprint. What energy are they radiating right now, Spirit? What do we need to know about Gemini's aura / energy, okay? What do we need to know, Spirit? Animal out here for Gemini. Now this doesn't have to be a power animal, but it could definitely be one, so you guys take it as it fits for you. Gemini's energy, Gemini's aura. What do we have here for Gemini gang? Gemini gang, what do we have? We have the elk. Okay. Hardworking. Possibly in masculine energy. Very protective over what's yours. Really pulling in some kind of abundance, manifesting right now with the elk energy. This is somebody who's strong. This is somebody who's stable, sturdy. You know, this is somebody who is working on building a solid foundation, and this is somebody who is protective over themselves and over the ones that they love. Gemini, you could have a really protective energy. You could definitely be the type of person that stands up for like the little guy or the underdog, maybe because you've been the underdog at one point in your life. You could have definitely felt at one point like you were picked on or cast out or singled out or left behind or something, and there's this energy here of being very protective and not wanting anybody to ever make you or anybody else feel that way, right? So you have like a superhero type of energy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting that, like a very superhero type of vibe. Let's see what we have from the book. I don't think we've ever really gotten the elk before. Okay. Here it is. It says stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's challenges. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold their values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, and consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high, and mighty. To bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. Okay, Gemini. So what Spirit is saying here is that you're carrying the energy of somebody who's very respected right now, or somebody who should be respected. You know, you have certain values, you have certain convictions, and you uphold those. Basically, you walk it like you talk it. There's something here where people in your life really value you, the ones who truly value you, who truly know you, right? We're always going to have people who come in here and, you know, don't treat us like we're worthy of and disrespect us and, you know, overlook us and all of that. But the ones who are truly like your A1s, they value you. They see you as excellent mothers, fathers, lovers, friends. They depend on you because you carry a certain strength. You carry a certain resilience within you. I do feel like when the shit goes down or when something happens wrong or in a situation like it just goes awry, I feel like people kind of look towards you to see how you're reacting or to see how you would handle it. I feel like you inspire people to be more grounded, Gemini, and this might be surprising to some of you, but maybe not to others, because I feel like I speak to a lot of people who take care of people, your caregivers. You know, you take care of your family and your friends and your neighbors and, you know, your loved ones. It's interesting because a hawk just flew by my window And so I feel like you had to grow within this lifetime, Gemini. Like, I don't feel like you started out as this elk energy. I feel like this is something that you've kind of evolved in through your trials and tribulations that you've had in your life, right? Like, life has kind of created this stable, they're giving me like mountain energy, a big tree that's very rooted in, you know, a little windstorm comes by, you're not going to be swayed left and right by what happens. So you might not get caught up in a lot of drama, Gemini. There could be a lot of people that gossip about you, but I don't feel like you get caught up in drama. I don't feel like you're somebody who always has something crazy or chaotic going on in their life. Maybe that was, you know, a season, right? There's seasons and there's layers to life. So maybe in one season you did have a lot of drama. You did have a lot going on. But I feel like you've learned to kind of stay away from that. You've learned to protect your peace and protect your energy here. And I feel like Spirit wants you to know that that is your aura. That is your energy right now, the energy of the elk. You're very stable. You're learning to be resilient. You can be headstrong, but, you know, a lot of people follow you. There's an energy here of like, yes, you know, Gemini likes to have things done a certain way, or Gemini is a certain way, but everything that they say or everything they do, it's with purpose. You know, it's very intentional. The way that you act, the way that you walk and talk, because everything is being led by whatever your core values are. And that doesn't mean that you've had a, you know, that you haven't been a little bit shysty in the past, or that you haven't went through the darkness or had to battle your own demons, right? We all have a dark side. We all have a past and a history. But I feel like where you are at right now is this elk energy, Gemini, okay? And even if you're a woman, it says in here, you know, you have this fully established energy within yourself. You know, people do look up to you. So some of you guys could be pillars in your community. You could be leaders. You could be preachers. You could be, maybe you're on like some kind of board or commission, or people just look up to you. And this is definitely for the real deal. This isn't for the people that are like doing it for the gram, right? This isn't for people who have values when they're around everybody else, but then when they're at their home and the door's closed, they, you know, do whatever and live however. This is definitely, because this is from Spirit, right? So this is definitely for those who are truly who they say they are, truly who they act like they are or appear to be, right? Some of you guys, cardinals could be significant because there's a cardinal in the tree. Okay, or maybe cardinal was significant for one of your ancestors. Take it as it resonates, guys. But that's a powerful energy to start off the reading with, the elk, okay? And a lot of you guys could be working on building a solid foundation, or maybe you want to build some kind of community for people. Let's put this somewhere where we can see it better. Some of you guys might want to build a community for people around you, or you want to help the youth, okay? We did have the golden heart that came out for your intuitive message, guys, and that told me everything I need to know. You know, a heart of gold, somebody who really cares about other people, somebody who's empathetic to other people's plight. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance. Sometimes you have to give people hard love, right? Tough love. Sometimes you have to kind of, you know, walk away and let people learn on their own, but it doesn't mean that you can't empathize with what they're going through, you know? So you guys might like history, or you might really be into hearing about the hero's journey or hearing about the struggle, you know, that people go through. All right. I don't know when this flipped, but we are going to take it, especially because it matches that orange. So your aura right now could be like a orangey, red, yellow, okay, with maybe like the black outlining it, okay, because the black for me is like depth. You know, and I do feel like you have a lot of depth within you, Gemini, all right? So I can't really read this. You guys know the deal. I think it's like Oregonic or something, but it's Energy of the Ancients, card number 20. Okay, so you have the energy of the ancients. That matches so well with that elk energy. Gemini, I feel like if you would have been like back in the day in like a tribe or something, you would have been considered one of the like elders. You know, you would have been considered one of the wise people, one of the medicine men / medicine women. You would have been somebody that people go to for advice or guidance or leadership, right? And you could still have this kind of role. Even if you're like working out at the grocery store, everybody asks like, well, how should we stock the bread? Or how should we do this? And how should we rotate the schedule? It's like leadership always seems to fall into your hands, or people always seem to look at you for what they need, or, you know, how we should do something. It's like, you know, and you might be like, I don't know, you know, look at all this red. I don't know if you guys can see, guys, with that sun, but I wanted to have my window open today, you know. Tired of having it closed just because the sun comes right in this window. But I don't know if you guys can see all that. I might have to shut it. It's Salmon, Legion, and Sunset Joy. Okay, card number 8, card number 18, and card number 30. Legion says, be a friend or ally. All right. That came out, so we're going to take it. So 20, 30. Some of you guys could be seeing number sequences like that, like 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, something like that. Salmon says, overcoming adversity. Yes. And then Sunset Joy says pleasure and laughter. I just love all this orangey gold energy that you guys have. Let me shut my window, guys, because I want y'all to be able to see the colors here. Can you guys see that better? I'm sure you can now. Looks a little okay. You know what? I can't stress about the little things, right? And maybe that's your energy too, Gemini. Like, you be stressing about little things because you want everything to be perfect for everybody, and you want to make sure that everything is exactly as it should be. Some of you guys might be perfectionists or like overachievers, or, you know, workaholics. And I feel like those have such negative, you know, meanings behind them. But I don't think there's anything wrong with taking pride in your work, Gemini. And I feel like a lot of you guys do, okay? But look at all this orange and yellow energy that we have here, okay? I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've overcome a lot of adversity in your lifetime, okay? This is why you've been turned into this elk energy. You weren't just, you know, born into this leadership energy. There could have been a commanding energy that was with you from a very young age, but you had to grow into learning how to be a leader. And with the Legion energy here, that echoes exactly what the elk energy said. A lot of people look up to you. A lot of people want to be around you, or a lot of people believe in you, Gemini. There's something here where you're very established in whatever you do, whether this is a friend group, whether it's your job, whether it's your family. You could be the youngest person in your family, or one of the youngest people, and everybody else looks up to you. You could have your parents looking up to you. You might have felt like you had to raise your parents, you know, or raise your auntie and uncles. Like, you know, like you're more mature than them, or you have more wisdom. You have a certain amount of wisdom that they just don't have. There's something like that going on here, guys, okay? But I feel like you also love to laugh. That's the thing. You know that laughter is the best medicine, Gemini. Laughter decreases your blood pressure, right? It decreases your stress, your anxiety. Okay, blue jays could be significant. I'm just calling out whatever birds I see. Seen hawks, blue jays, and cardinals so far, okay? 818 could be significant to somebody. Let's see what else we have. But so far what Spirit is saying here is that you carry the aura of an ancient. You carry the aura of a friend or an ally, somebody that people can depend on. You know, you have like that hero energy, even if you're not hero in the classic terms, right? You could definitely be the type of person that just, you know, you go out of your way to be good to people, or you go out of your way to be kind to people, or to be of service to people. And that's the energy that you're carrying. That's your aura right now. Your aura is definitely like yellowish, orangish, maybe a little red or something, gold. Okay, I'm definitely getting that for your aura. What do we have here for Gemini's aura? Okay, their auric field. We have spiritual empathy, card number 59, turquoise. So sometimes your aura can be blue. And I feel like that's when you are being called to action, or when you know, you're feeling really spiritual, or you're leveling up in your spiritual abilities or something like that. I do feel like there's this energy here of having a lot of spiritual empathy. So Gemini, you understand the plight, right? You understand what people are going through. Like I said, So you're not the type of person, and at least that's not who I'm talking to. And I feel like I need to clarify that my readings aren't for people who are coming here evil eyeing me or hating on me, right? Or people who are just negative Nancy's. People who are bitter and want to blame the world for their problems, you know? That's not who my readings are for. So if you find that these readings don't resonate in that way, well, maybe that's because these readings aren't for you. I gotta say that. You know, because I've had some really foul comments and people being like, and your readings don't even resonate anyway. Well, first of all, if my readings don't resonate, why are you watching, right? And then second of all, maybe they're not for you. This is for a certain kind of energy, okay? I just wanted to say that. So I feel like you empathize with other people, Gemini, and I feel like you have this bright clarity when it comes to, you know, your beliefs or your philosophies. There's something here with the turquoise where you know what you believe. You spent a long time developing your belief system here. Okay. We have the chalkboard. It says card number 37, develop your destiny. So Gemini, I feel like you are developing your destiny right now. And that's the thing is like, people might have tried to put you in a box, or you could have felt like you've been in a box, or you felt a lot of restrictions here. But I feel like a lot of you have broken free from that, and you've discovered and realized that you can create your own destiny. You know, you can live any way you want to live. You can do pretty much anything that you want to do. There are no limits here, really. The only limit that we create is in our mind. And then, of course, that can manifest into physical limits. I feel like you're learning here that everything starts on the spiritual. Everything comes from your mind first, and then it develops in the physical. So there really is this energy here of, you know, you creating your own way, you creating your own path. You could be doing things a lot differently than what your family does it, or what society tells you to do, or even how your ancestors do things, right? You could be doing things a lot differently. And there could be people who look at you and go, you know, Gemini, that's never going to work. Or they watch you with bated breath is almost the energy I'm getting. Like people watch you and they try to like, you know, see how this is going to turn out because nobody's ever done this before, or they're mystified by it. We have orange, creativity and vitality, card number 16, guys. More orange, okay? So I feel like for the majority of the time, your energy, your aura is probably very orange, you know, gold, yellow type of energy, but then it can also go into blue and then into green. Excuse me, guys. Let's see what else we have here for Gemini, gang, for their aura. Let's get one more card, Spirit. Their aura. You know, your aura changes, and it changes daily. It changes all the time, guys, okay? But this is like, you know, I don't know. I've never done this reading before, right? This is for science. This is an experiment. I have no idea. I've never done this. Card number 82, ignorance and mystery, smoke. Okay? So I feel like this could be when you get into your head, this is how your aura is. It can turn into like this grayish type of energy when you're not sure, or when you're doubting yourself, or maybe when the load is too heavy for what you carry because you carry a lot on your shoulders. Okay? I feel like sometimes it's like you can get into this foggy energy and then your aura will be like this charcoal gray color. Because it's like you're not even sure, you know, and you're maybe forgetting your power, or you're giving your power away at the moment. So, you know, there's something here where maybe this reading can be helpful for you to be mindful of, like, you know, I'm in that energy of indecision, right? I'm in that energy of maybe I'm feeling a little clouded, or I'm feeling unsure, and I need to remember who I am, right? I need to remember that I carry the energy of the ancients. Maybe you delving into your creativity is one of your superpowers, right? This is something that clears your energy. It's like a grounding technique for you, Gemini, to be creative. A lot of you guys have a lot of hobbies, or you create many things, or you just have a very vast imagination. Some of you guys could, you know, you could paint, you could write, you could sing, you could dance, you could draw. You could create things, maybe make jewelry, or make soaps, or maybe make, you know, I don't know, whatever you do, Gemini, candles, okay? Maybe you crochet, or you knit, or you quilt, or something like that. Some of you guys could take this creativity and you can put it into your spiritual energy. So maybe you guys make like different smudges or different salts or different like tinctures or tonics or whatever. Some of you guys could make your own Florida water or something. Or this is what you're being encouraged to do when you get into this smoke energy. I feel like when you get into this cloudiness where you're just not sure, there's an energy here of possibly creating. I also feel like what Spirit is saying here with this smoke energy is that sometimes you are a mystery to other people. Sometimes people cannot read your energy. You know, they can't read your auric field. You might go to readers and you know they're okay, but they're not bang on accurate, right? You might have somebody who they can read everybody in the room, but they can't tell what's going on with you. You know, there could be this energy of maybe you've tried to get an aura reading before and nothing showed up, and I feel like that's because you're heavily protected, especially with this Legion energy, because the Legion makes me think of like angels. And I feel like for some of you guys, you are heavily protected, where Spirit doesn't want your aura read all the time, right? People don't need to know what's going on with you always, okay? And I feel like people could definitely be kind of ignorant also to everything that you go through, everything that's happening with you. You could be a very private person, Gemini, where you pull your energy back. You don't always, you know, you give people little tidbits, what you feel like they should know about what's going on in your life. But for the most part, you are somebody who definitely suffers in silence, or you don't let people know when you're going through things. You're more like the person who people knock on your door when they need help. You don't really knock on anybody else's door, okay? Sorry for the sniffles. I got allergies. People could be like, you know, well, Gemini, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that you were going through that? Why I would have helped you. I would have been, and it's like, I know, but you know, I'm hyper independent. You know, I have this energy of where I'm the emperor or empress of my own life. So I don't really like to depend on other people. You know, you could have depended on other people in the past, and maybe they used that, they turned that around on you and used that and turned it into a weakness. So now you don't like to express when you're going through things, or you don't like to depend on other people, you know, because you've never left you, right? You always take care of you. You always make sure that you're good. You can't really depend on other people to be there for you the way that you would be there for yourself, Gemini. So yeah, I'm really feeling very strongly that, you know, people kind of lean on you a lot more than you lean on others. And people could really look at this like this creates an energy deficit, you know? People could look at it like, well, you know, here you are always helping me, and so that means that I'm never helping you, so the energy's not balanced. And in a sense, they're correct in that energy, but I don't feel like that's how you look at it. I don't think you look at it as like, well, I've helped you, so now you owe me, right? Now your energy is going to be in debt to me. Now you owe me. I feel like you just help people just to help people because you know what it was like to not have any help, you know? I'm getting like a lot of like, even if you were younger, like big sister, big brother type of energy, you know, like the one that would get up in the morning and get all the little kids dressed and make sure that their lunch boxes were ready and make sure their breakfast were, like, some of you guys really did like raise your siblings here, or, you know, raise your parents. It's giving that kind of energy. So when you see a baby bird, a broken baby bird, even if this person is older than you, you take them under your wing, you know, and it's natural for you to want to heal and to want to help. And it can make people uncomfortable sometimes because they can't return that favor, or it doesn't feel like you need anything from them, right? So some of you guys could be learning how to open up to people more, or maybe that's something that you need to do, Gemini. You need to learn how to open up to people a little bit more, to let people in. You know, that you don't always have to be so damn hard all the time. You can let people help you. You can let people coddle you. There's something about that, Gemini, okay? For sure. What other cards do we want to pull here? How about the Mystical Martians? Oh, I know what I was going to pull. We'll pull the Mystical Martians, but I know what I was going to pull. I was going to pull the Soul's Journey Lesson cards. We'll do the Mystical Martians at the end. Because not only do these have colors, but they also have themes, and I just feel like this would be important for this reading, okay, guys? All right, so for Gemini, their auric field or whatever messages that you want them to know about their energy right now, Spirit, whatever messages, okay, you want to come through about Gemini. We have indecision. That's that smoke energy that I was picking up. A lot of you guys could have indecision. It says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. And so when you do have indecision, Gemini, I feel like that's when you pull back and you really, listen. There's something here about your intuition is always going to guide you. You have very strong intuition. So even though sometimes you can come out here and you can feel a little lost, or you can feel a little insecure, or feel like, I don't know, I can't trust myself to make the right decision, or I'm not sure where I'm going. Spirit is saying that you can trust where you're going always. You have very strong intuition. When you are feeling indecisive, pull back, shut everything off. Go get into nature, or go get into a quiet place. Go take a bath. Go sit on the back porch and look up at the sky or something, or look at the trees. The answer is going to come to you because you have a very strong built-in navigation system, Gemini, okay? So trust your intuition in all aspects of your life. And when you are trusting your intuition, your aura could be like deep purple, like royalty, okay? Deep purple. We have empathy here. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. It's interesting because we have spiritual empathy and then we have empathy, right? So you have empathy for those who are going through their spiritual plights. Like you can see the higher, bigger perspective when it comes to something. You're not seeing somebody as, well, they're just going through hardships right now. You see deeper than that. You look at it as like, well, they're going through hardships because maybe they're imbalanced, or maybe they have some karma that they need to pay off, or maybe this is part of their human experience. Maybe their soul wants to go the hard way. Maybe their soul wants to learn resilience, wants to learn endurance. Like you think of things on such a deeper level, whereas other people might be like, well, that's just a broke bitch. Right? Like you don't look at it like that. I mean, yeah, you might say, yes, they're a broke bitch, but they're a broke bitch because of this. You know what I mean? It's like you be reading people on the spiritual level, okay? With the empathy energy, I feel like you try to see all sides of situations, even if you don't agree. That's the thing about being an empath. That's one of the biggest things about being an empath that can be hard, that I've found with being an empath, is that even if I don't like the opinion, or if I don't like the viewpoint, I can still understand it. I can still understand why people do what they do sometimes, even if I don't like it. And that has actually caused me to let a lot of people come into my life and treat me badly because I can see their point of view. That's why you have to learn very strong boundaries. That's why I feel like Spirit does cloak you sometimes, even almost against your own will, because you are so understanding of people and why people do the things that they do, that it kind of takes away from the fact that they hurt you or that they did something wrong to you, you know? So you might be like, yeah, that person did this, but it's because, they've been hurt a lot. They're going through a lot. It's not easy for them to open up. It's not easy for and before you know it, you're on this person's side for them doing what they did to you that wasn't right, that harmed you, because you can understand what they went through. And when you're in that energy, when you're in the energy of seeing at all sides of a situation, or even empathizing with people who have maybe done you wrong, I feel like your aura is this lavender. Okay? So I feel like you have a lot of empathy. And so you don't like to see people suffer, Gemini. You don't like to see people suffer. You don't like to see people hurt. Even if people have done you wrong, you really don't want to see them suffer. Yeah, you can get on some ape shit, and you can, hope that they get what's coming to them and all of that. But at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of you are on the path of forgiveness. I feel like that's a big theme in a lot of people's lives that watch me, is learning forgiveness, learning to forgive people for the actions that they take against them, and also learning to forgive themselves, okay? So you can empathize with other people. And please remember, empathy and sympathy are two different things, right? So like I said, you can empathize from a distance, okay? You can sit here and be like, well, I understand what you're going through, but I'm not going to be involved. That's where those healthy boundaries come in, where you've been developing those healthy boundaries. Because even as stable and secure and giving and nurturing, as the elk energy is. We saw all of that. Look at them big old stabby horns that it's got. Okay? Like, that's not something you want to play with. All right? So you have the ability to hurt people, but I feel like it's at the last resort, right? Like, it's in a defense energy. We have happiness, more green. I'm aware that being happy means I am on the right path. Okay? And I feel like that's something that's important for you, Gemini, is to know that when you are on the right path, it's just that you're happy. It's leading you to happiness. What is your purpose? To be happy, right? To develop contentment in this lifetime, to develop fulfillment in this lifetime, to play, to enjoy yourself, like we saw with the sunset joy, laughter and pleasure, right? So you're meant to connect with your inner child. Maybe when you were a child, you were busy taking care of your siblings and cleaning up the house and, you know, making sure Ma or Pa didn't set themselves on fire with a cigarette when they passed out. You know, some of you guys could have had a really hard childhood. And so as you are growing up, do the things that you want to do. You want to go do a paint and sip? Go do one. You want to join a pottery class? Go do one. You want to do this craft? You want to go on this trip? You know? You want to sit up all night and eat chocolate and watch movies and wear face masks? Do it. There's something here about enjoying yourself, Gemini. Living your life to the fullest. You want to go ride your bike and get lost and then find your way back, you know? You want to go camp under the stars. You want to go roast marshmallows. Want to learn how to make your own cheese or your own butter, right? You want to do these things, these fun things. Want to go on some kind of, I don't know, trip where you go to the museum and you're in a group and you're learning about all these people, like, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever's fun to you. Okay? And when you're doing that, your aura is bright green. Okay? It's happiness. It's healing, because the green is healing energy. It's the heart chakra too. And you're connecting with your heart space when you're happy, right? We have success. It says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love, right? So a lot of you guys are meant to be successful. And I'm going to look at this as gold, okay? Golden energy, the legion, the success, and the golden heart that we had. I do feel like you are meant to be successful. But the thing about your success, Gemini, is it is stemmed from passion. It's stemmed from love. It's stemmed from your heart space. What makes you happy? You can work a job that you hate, but you're not going to be happy and you're not going to feel like you're successful. That's going to lead you to, maybe you'll have a whole bunch of money, but you still won't feel successful. Your true success comes from doing something that you love, from feeling passionate and motivated about something, feeling like you're making a difference for a lot of you guys. Because I feel like for a lot of you, you like to make a difference. You know, you like to see people smile. So, all right, Gemini. Let's do the Mystic Martian. Now, this is not going to be really aura, but we'll just get some messages from Spirit, okay? Because this is the first time we did this reading. It's just an experiment. It's for science, guys. Okay? Spirit, what do you want to say to Gemini? Possibly about their energy. We have the Kabbalah Tree of Life. That card likes to come out a lot. Card number 32, Integration Life Lessons, right? So I feel like you are integrating life lessons right now. And then we have the Shadow Self. Card number 36, Denial, Projecting, and Shame, right? And see how he's like doing like this shadow figure? I don't know if you guys can see that. He's projecting that shadow figure out there. So, you know, sometimes I feel like, again, with this smoke energy, you can, and I love how this has like gray too. There's something here where you can make things a little bit bigger than they actually are, you know, in your mind. So you can kind of jump to the worst case scenario sometimes, or you can blow things way out of proportion and turn it into like a whole drama that it's really not truly meant to be, you know? And when you're doing that, I do feel like your aura is gray. When you're projecting, or when you're feeling this sense of shame, or you're not believing in yourself, or, you know, you feel this cloudy energy. It's like, that's when your aura is gray. Now, with this Kabbalah Tree of Life, we have this blue behind there. It really is making me think of this spiritual empathy, the turquoise energy. So when you're integrating your life lessons, again, when you're having that spiritual empathy, when you're seeing beyond what's in front of you on the physical, when you're seeing the deeper spiritual perspective behind things, your aura truly is like that blue. It's like that turquoise blue energy. And I feel like you have integrated so many life lessons. I feel like you are like this tree. And this tree is kind of reminding me of the elk in a way, too. I feel like you are like this tree. You're very stable. You're very strong, Gemini. Like a little, I don't know, like a little breakup or a little like, you know, they forgot whatever when you ordered your food, you know, or maybe somebody, you know, you waved and said good morning and they just kind of like and went on about their business. Like, those things don't really fuck up your day. You know, I feel like you're just like, well, that must be a them problem. Or, oh, well, I'll just call the place and let them know that they forgot it and I'll get it the next time I pop on by, you know? Or if somebody breaks up with you, well, I get that does suck and it does hurt, but I'll go ahead and lick my wounds, take care of myself, and I'll get back out there in the game. Like, I feel like there's something here where, like, the little things that could really break a lot of people, because you ever seen somebody lose their collective shit because somebody forgot, like, I don't know, the forks in the takeout, you know, or like they go through one breakup and they never get over it for the rest of their life. Like they're pine for that person for the rest of their life. Like, that's just not your energy. People might try to project that onto you, that you are, like, you know, that you do lose your collective shit, or that you do pine over people, or you're, oh, that person, Gemini still wants me. And it's like, I haven't thought about you in a long time, buddy. You know, I feel like you are very resilient in your energy because you've been through so much. It's hard to cry over, you know, somebody forgetting the fucking takeout forks when we used to eat tuna 5 days a week because we were fucking broke. You know what I mean? And I mean tuna out the can, hun, not the fucking fillets, okay? Like, I'm getting that kind of energy. Like, it's just, you know, I'm just grateful to be able to afford the takeout now. I have forks at home. It's not a big deal. Or I got these. I will use these, you know? I don't know. I just feel like you don't sweat the small stuff, but when you do get into that energy of sweating the small stuff, it's usually a perfectionism around your work. That is something where, yes, you do judge yourself harshly, and I feel like there's this energy of, like, you will let one little thing, like, fuck you up. Like, back in the day when I was doing these readings, if I used to, like, sneeze, I think I sneezed in this reading at the beginning, but if I used to sneeze, if I used to, like, clear my throat or sniffle too much, I'd cut it off. I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? Because I was such a perfectionist, I didn't want you guys to be hearing me like the whole fucking reading, you know? But I've chilled since then, you know what I mean? But I feel like that's where your perfectionism, where your little nitpicky of the details can come in, okay? And that's why sometimes, like, it can take 1 or 2 criticisms for me of my work and I am done with somebody. Not like out of my life or anything, but just like, you know, I don't look at you the same way anymore because I'm already being hard on myself. You should just sit back and enjoy, because trust me, I've tried to make this as perfect as fucking possible for you. I don't know. I don't know if you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say things like that, but that's how I can be when it comes to my work. Now, when it comes to people, I'm very forgiving. Like, I'm very flexible. Like, I can be like, you know, people are people. I have that empathy for sure. And I feel like that's something where you're the same way. So there's something here, Gemini, with that. Let's get another card. I don't know. Y'all let me know if you like this reading, if you thought this reading was interesting or not, okay? More light blue, guys. More blues, okay? Card number 40, the water element. Reflection, kindness, and compassion. I feel like there's something here where you're a deep thinker. Look, the Alpha Centaurians, card number 2, foresight, planning, and strategy. I feel like there's something here where you're a deep thinker, Gemini, and you realize, too, that everybody's going through their own struggle. That's that spiritual empathy, you know? Yeah, the takeout guy might have forgot to bring me my forks, but who knows what he's going through? He has to be a takeout guy. That can't be an easy plight. Can't be an easy life, you know? There's something here where it's just, you understand, like, and maybe you did smile at that person. They just kind of looked at you or rolled their eyes or whatever, but I don't know what happened to them this morning. Who knows what happened to them this morning? You know? I feel like there's something here with being a leader here, whether this is just in your energy or literally in what you're doing for a living, okay, or in your community, in your family, I feel like there's this energy here of having to look beyond what's right in front of you sometimes. Sometimes you have to see what somebody is going through, or you have to understand where somebody's coming from, you know? You have to, as a leader, sometimes put yourself in their shoes to understand why they reacted that way or why they showed up that way, you know? I feel like you're willing to take a deep dive. You're willing to do things like that, okay? So, yeah, that's that energy, guys. I don't know if we're going to pull any more cards. I think that's going to be it for this reading, guys, okay? I think that's going to be it. Y'all let me know if you like this reading or not. We'll check your aura from time to time. I have no problem doing that, okay? But I hope that helped. I hope it resonated. I hope it did something, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.